Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Sit down, please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get it started. Today, it is December 18th, 2022. It's on Sunday, and it's sunny outside. It seems snow fell while I was sleeping last night. It seems snow fell It seems snow fell while I was sleeping last night. Snow seems to have fallen while I was sleeping. Snow seems to have fallen. Snow seems to have fallen. Snow seems to have fallen while I was sleeping. Because the road is wet. How are you spending Sunday today? Did you also start your day with a cup of coffee? According to the official, the situation is more than expected, more serious than predicted. The pronunciation of organ is very difficult for me. Organ, 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 organ transplant, organ. Organ is also used for the musical instrument, organ. Do you like the organ sound? Do you like the sound of organ? Organ. Do you like the sound of organ? Organ. 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 The medical students are learning about organ. The medical students are learning about organs. A medical student are learning about an organ, 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 organ. The medical students are learning about organ, studying about organ, 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 organ. Organ. The medical students are learning about organ. Do you like the sound of organ? Do you like classical music? Have you ever been to a classical concert? Which musical instrument do you prefer? Which musical instrument do you like to listen to? Which musical instrument do you like? Which sound of musical instruments do you like? Which sound of musical instruments do you like? What is the difference between entity and ring? Scamming ring, scamming entity, scamming organization. Organ, organ, musical instrument organ, musical instrument organ, musical instrument organ. Organ. Musical instrument organ. Which sound of musical instrument do you like? Which sound of musical instrument do you like? Organ, guitar, violin, piano, and so on. The accused appeared before a court. The accused did not appear before a court. Both the plaintiff and the accused appeared before a court. Before a court. Both the accused and the plaintiff appeared before a court. Appeared before a court. Appeared before a court. The accused did not appear before a court. The accused refused to appear before a court. The accused did not appear before a court. The accused did not appear before a court. The accused did not appear before a court. Appear before a court. Have we appeared before a court? Have we appeared before a court? Have we ever appeared before a court? Have we 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 appeared before a court? Appear before a court. Appear before a court. Have we appeared before a court? Have we appeared before a court? Appear before a court. Appear before a court. Appear before a court. The accused did not appear before a court. The accused, the defendant, did not appear before a court. The defendant did not appear before a court. The defendant did not appear before a court. Regarding it ridiculous. Viewing that ridiculous. Seeing that as ridiculous. Some areas could escape the raid. Some areas could escape the raid. Some area could escape from the raid. The speeding car was detained. The drunk man was detained. The suspicious man was detained by police officers at the airport. The man possessing illegal things was detained at the airport. The man with illegal objects was detained at the immigration of the airport. Which currency is used in your country? Which currency is used in your country? Yen, dollar, won, rupee, ringgit, and so on. Scores of people rushed to buy masks soon after the pandemic. Rushed to buy the masks to the supermarket soon after the pandemic. Scores of people rushed to the supermarket in order to buy masks soon after the pandemic. Rushed to supermarket. Rushed to buy masks soon after the pandemic. Scores of people rushed to supermarket in order to buy masks. Scores of people will take the same course as everyone else. Scores of people will take the same course as everyone else. Scores of people might have the same common sense. I saw scores of people walking in the same direction in the station. I saw scores of people walking to the same direction in the station. I saw scores of people walking toward the same direction. I saw scores of people walking toward the same direction. But I'm like this kind of person who walk to the different direction. I saw scores of people walking to the same direction, but I am the person who goes to the different direction in everything. Scores of tourists coming to Japan are looking forward to eating Japanese food. Scores of foreign tourists coming to Japan are looking forward to eating Japanese food. The candidate has scores of experiences in scores fields. The candidate have many experiences in scores of fields. The candidate has the experience in scores of fields. Scores of people. Scores of people. Scores of pedestrians. I saw scores of pedestrians walking toward the same direction. I saw scores of students coming out of the school. I saw scores of examinees coming out of the building. I saw scores of examinees coming out of the university. Would you like to work for a trading company in the future? Would you like to work for a trading company in the future? Would you like to work for a trading company in the future? What does the company trade with? What does the company trade? What does the company trade in the duty? What does the company trade? What does the company trade? Are you familiar with trading? Foreign trade. Are you familiar with a foreign trade? As far as I know, when the yen is cheap, Japanese products are sold well to take advantage of the cheap Japanese yen. So importing companies will be well off, will be wealthy. No, exporting companies will be wealthy because they can sell more merchandise thanks to the dropping yen. And reversely, when the yen is strong, expensive, exporting company might get damaged because less companies will buy more goods from Japan because of the expensive yen. This is the this is the mechanism I know, but this cannot be the perfect reasoning. There are some exceptions too, but I know this easy mechanism, just easy mechanism. I know there are some exceptions too, so this is not perfect reasoning. Have you played with the trading card game? Trading card game? Trading card game? Are you interested in foreign trade? Are you interested in foreign trade? You appear as if you saw a ghost. You appear as if you had seen a ghost. You look pale. You appear pale. I appeared pale after the driving. I appeared so pale after the drive by my friend because he drove so bad. After I was kept waiting for 30 minutes, my friend finally appeared, showed up, turned up. The kids appear to be afraid of playing in the park. The person appears to be hesitant to enter the building for a reason. The person appears to be hesitant to enter the building. The person standing there appears to be hesitant to enter the building, for a reason. It seems that my dog understands English. My dog seems to understand English. It seems that my dog understands English. My dog seems to understand English. It appears that my dog understands English. My dog appears to be understanding. My dog appears to understand English. I appeared pale after the driving with him. You appear as if you had seen a ghost. You appear as if you saw a ghost. You appear as if you had seen a ghost. You appeared as if you had seen a ghost. The shop appears to have closed. The shop appears to have been 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 closed. You appears to have been beaten by someone. You appear sad. You appear sad. You appear sad. You appear beaten by someone. You appear frightened. The dog appears frightened. The dog appears to be 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 threatened. The dog appears to be trembling. The dog appears to be frightened. The dog appears to be hungry. The dog appears to be hungry. The dog appears to be hungry. The dog appears 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 to be 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 hungry. Have you ever filed a lawsuit? Filed a lawsuit. Have you ever filed a lawsuit? Have you ever filed a lawsuit? Filed a lawsuit. Lawsuit. Have you ever filed a lawsuit? 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 Have you appeared before a court? Have you ever appeared before a court? Do not ignore, disregard the court decision. Court decision. The judge ruled that the accused was responsible for the incident. The judge ruled that the accused had to pay 1 million yen fine to the victims. Do you know when the green tea was introduced? It is said kanjis and Buddhism were introduced to Japan in middle 6th century. Middle 6th century. Have you introduced yourself to each other? Have you introduced yourself to each other? Yes, we have. Whenever I suggest my ideas, They are all rejected. Definitely. Soon. Immediately. Immediately I suggest my plan. It is rejected soon. The statistics showed that the number of tourists declined so much from April 2020 to 2020. The statistics suggests that the number of foreign tourists started to decrease from April. The statistics suggest that the number of tourists are coming back after the lift of the border measures. The statistics suggest that the sales figures of the company is recovering. I cannot understand what the statistics suggest. I cannot understand what the statistics suggest. The chart suggests that taking a balance is very important. The poll conducted by the association suggests that the Liberal Democratic Party is very popular. The poll suggests that scores of people are afraid of their future. Do you have a debt? One of the purposes of the CEO of the company is to take over, to give up the position as a CEO to someone else without debt. One of the purposes of the CEO of the company is to give up the position as a CEO to someone else without debt. The authorities is going to issue the statement today. According to the authorities, the situation is more than predicted. According to the authorities, the situation is more severe than reported. I heard the news from the authorities. I heard the news reported by the authorities. I heard the news reported by the authorities. I heard the news reported by the authorities. Do you have the authority to enter the facility without ID card? Even if you forget to bring the ID card, you are famous enough to be able to enter with the face certification, face recognition by the safeguard. I was authorized to lead the team of the facility. I was authorized to work until morning. I was authorized to have the commitment to the research until 2 a.m. on the day. I don't have the authority to operate the machine without permission. You still don't have the authority to operate the machine. You still don't have the permission, authority to operate the machine. I don't have the authority to decide the decision. I don't have the authority to decide what to buy. I don't have the authority to make an order. I don't have the authority to make an order. I don't have the authority to make an order. I don't have the authority to make an order. I don't have the authority to make an order. I don't have the authority to make an order. Do you have the authority to make an order in your department? The employer has the authority to employ to decide how many employees the company adopts employees. The employer has the authority to decide how many candidates the company employs. The employer of the company has the authority to decide how many candidates the company hires. How many employees the company hires. I don't have the authority to make an order. I don't have the authority to decide, so I have to ask my senior colleague, my boss. I don't have the authority to decide, so let me report to the boss. Let me contact my boss. I don't have the authority to decide, so please let me contact my boss. Highest in authority. A CEO highest in authority in the company. Is the CEO highest in the authority in the company? Is the CEO highest in the authority in the authority? Is the CEO highest 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 in the authority? Do you think CEO of the company is the highest in the authority? Do you think the CEO is the highest in authority in the company? Do you want an authority? Do you want an authority? What is an authority? What is the definition of the authority? Do you want an 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 authority? If I pass operating the machine examination, I can operate the machine. I can get the authorization. to operate the machine. Highest in authority. Is the CEO highest in authority in company? Is the CEO highest in authority in company? Do you think the CEO is the highest in authority? Do you think the CEO of the company is the highest in authority? Are you authorized to operate the machine? Are you authorized to research until morning? Are you authorized to research until morning? I was authorized to make an order if the necessities are lack. I have been authorized. I've been authorized to make an order if the necessities are lack. Decreasing. Has decreased. Decreased enough. I have been authorized to make an order if the necessities have decreased enough. I've been authorized to make an order if the necessities have decreased. I've been authorized to make an order if the necessities have decreased. The staff were authorized to enter the shop with the key while the owner was on business trip. The employees were authorized to enter the shop and run the operation with the key while the owner was away on business trip. The staff of the restaurant were authorized to enter the restaurant and run the operation with the key while the owner was away on the business trip. I studied with authorized textbook. I studied some authorized textbooks. I studied with some authorized textbooks. I studied with authorized textbooks. Authorized. 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 I studied with authorized textbooks. I studied with authorized textbooks. I studied with authorized textbooks. Authorized. Authorized. We have to take the course every 5 years at authorized facility, authorized associations. Otherwise, our license might be voided. Our licenses might be voided, confiscated. We need to take the course every 5 years to renew the license at an authorized association, entity, organization. We need to take the course. We need to take the lecture every 5 years to renew the license at an authorized facility, authorized organization, entity, organized at an authorized entity, organization, at an authorized entity, authorized entity. An authorized textbook. I studied with an authorized textbook. I studied with authorized textbooks. I think many students are studying with authorized textbooks in compulsory education, in mandatory education, in compulsory education, in compulsory education. I need to take a course. Lecture. I need to take the lecture. I need to take the lecture every 5 years to renew my license at an authorized entity, organization. Authorized, 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 authorized. Authorized. An authorized textbook. 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 Can I buy an authorized textbook? 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 I studied with authorized textbooks. I studied with authorized textbooks. I studied with authorized textbooks. Have you got the authorization to drive your car? Have you got when did you get the authorization to drive your car? When did you get your driver's license? When did you get your driver's license, driving license? When did you get the driving license? I got a driving license within a month. I commuted to the driving school every day. Authorization. Do you have the authorization to make an order in your department? Do you have the authorization to make an order in your department? Do you have the authorization to make an order? Do you have the authorization to make an order? Do you have the authorization to make an order? Do you have the authorization to hire someone without permission from your CEO? She was talking in an authoritative manner, which depressed me, affected me badly, had a bad effect on me, bothered me, irritated me, frustrated me, confused me, disappointed me. She talked in an authoritative manner. 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 Authoritative. I'd like to I bought some authoritative textbooks to study with. I bought some authoritative textbooks to study with. Authoritative. Authoritative. I bought some authoritative books to study with. I bought some authoritative books to study with. authoritative person, influential person, authoritative person, influential person, authoritative person, authoritative, public hot spring spot, authoritative textbook, authoritative figure, authoritative figure, authoritative figure, authoritative figure, authoritative figure, authoritative figure, authoritative, authoritative figure, authoritative manner, authoritative manner, authoritative manner. She talked in an authoritative manner. She talked in an authoritative manner. She talked in an authoritative manner. Authoritative. She talked in an authoritative manner. Authoritative. Authoritative. She talked in an authoritative manner. Authoritative. She talked in an authoritative manner. She talked in an authoritative manner. Who is the most authoritative person? What is the definition of the authoritative person? What is the definition of the authoritative figure? Authoritative textbook. Authoritative textbook. He is one of the most authoritative person in the IT industry. He is one of the most authoritative composer in the music world. Authoritative, authoritative, authoritative person. I try not to talk in authoritative manner. Some people order us in an authoritative manner. I don't like those talk in an authoritative manner. Authoritative, 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 authoritative. Authoritative. Authoritative person, authoritative manner. I try not to talk in an authoritative manner. Authoritative, authoritative. Teacher can be authoritative to students. Teachers can tend to be authoritative to students. Bosses tend to be authoritative to employees. Bosses tend to be authoritative to employees. Some people are authoritative to others. Bosses tend to be authoritative to employees. Bosses tend to be authoritative to the subordinates. 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 Bosses are inclined to be authoritative to the subordinates. Bosses are apt to be authoritative to the subordinates. Authoritative facility. Authoritative person in the music world. Authoritative person in politics. Authoritative person in politics. Such an authoritative person in politics. 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 I usually study with authoritative textbooks. I usually study with authoritative textbook to study. I usually get information from authoritative person, authoritative source of information. I usually get information from a authoritative source of information. The detective is uncovering the incident. His criminal was uncovered with the evidence. The evidence captured by the security camera uncovered his crime. The evidence captured by the security camera uncovered his wrongdoings. Could you uncover the lid of the kettle? The lid of the kettle must have been fell off by the pressure from the boiling water while I was away. It can be very hard to uncover the lid of the lacquerware included with miso soup. It is very firmly attached to each other. It can be very hard to remove the lid of the lacquerware with miso soup. More things will be uncovered tomorrow. It's dark, so we cannot see the outside. More things will be uncovered tomorrow. With the dawn, more things will be uncovered. As the sun rises, more things is starting to be uncovered. Let's uncover the mystery. Let's uncover the wrongdoing. Let's uncover the difficult questions. Let's uncover a corruption. Let's uncover the 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 corruption. The mystery is starting to be uncovered. 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 One of the features of the goods that you can uncover the bottom, uncover the lid, uncover the handle. The incident started to be uncovered. The incident started to be uncovered. The incident started to be uncovered. The evidence from the security camera uncovered the incident. Is it illegal to drink alcoholic beverages under 20 years old in Japan? Yes, it is illegal. Do not use your privilege illegally. Do not use your privileges illegally. Do not take advantage your privileges illegally. The car driver was arrested speeding illegally. The staff was arrested for illegally inviting customers to their restaurant from the street, which is forbidden by the ordinance law. Is he still under arrest? 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 The driver of the speeding was arrested for speeding over the limitation 200 kilometers. The arrest of the CEO made us all by surprise, took us all by surprise. The arrest of the CEO made all of us surprised, took all by surprise. Is he still arrest? 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 He has been under arrest for more than 2 years. He has been under arrest. He has been just under arrest. Under arrest. He has been under arrest for 2 years in the prison. He has been under arrest for more than 2 years in the prison. He was under arrest. He was under arrest. The man was under arrest. The man was under arrest. It took 2 years since he was under arrest. It took 2 years since he was under arrest. It took 2 years since he was under arrest. It took 2 years since he was under arrest. It took 3 years since he was arrested. He was under arrest. It took 3 years since he was under arrest. It took 3 years. It has been 3 years since he was under arrest. He was under arrest. He is not under arrest yet. The criminal at large has not been under arrest yet. The criminal has not been under arrest yet. Has yet to be under arrest. The criminal 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 has yet to be under arrest. Has yet to be under arrest. The criminal hasn't been under arrest yet. The criminal hasn't been under arrest yet. The judge issued a warrant of arrest. Such a warrant. The judge issued a warrant. The judge issued a warrant of investigation. The judge issued a warrant of arrest to the suspect. The police officer showed the warrant of arrest to the man at the entrance, and he obeyed by what the police officers directed. And he was taken off to the police station. The police officers showed a warrant of arrest to the man at the entrance, and he admitted the crime. The judge issued a warrant of arrest. 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 The judge issued a warrant of investigation. The judge issued a warrant of arrest. Do you have an arrest record? Do you have an arrest record? Do you have an arrest record? Do you have an achievement record? Do you have an achievement record? Do you have a management record? Do you have the management experience? Do you have an arrest record? 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 What do you like to do in your spare time? What do you like to do in your spare time? Seldom does CEO visit our office, branch office. Rarely does our CEO visit our branch office. Seldom does our CEO visit our branch office. Rarely does our CEO visit our branch office. Seldom does our CEO visit our branch office. It won't be long before you get used to using a smartphone. It won't be long. It won't be very long before you get used to. It won't be very long before you get used to using a smartphone. It won't be very long before you get used to the public transportation in Tokyo. It takes usually more than average to get used to everything for me. It usually takes more twice or three times longer than average people for me to get used to something. It usually takes twice or three times longer than average people for me to get used to everything. It usually takes twice or three times longer than average people for me to get used to things. It wasn't long before my name was called. It wasn't long before I got used to using a smartphone. It wasn't long before he fell asleep. It wasn't long before he fell asleep. Federal Judge, Federal Reserve Bank, Federal Reserve Bank. Have you heard of Federal Reserve Bank, Federal Bureau of Investigation? Have you heard of Federal Reserve Bank, Federal Reserve Bank, FRB? Have you heard of Federal Reserve Bank, Federal Reserve Bank, Federal Bureau of the Investigation? The Federal Bureau of Investigation. Have you heard of Federal Bureau of Investigation? Have you heard of the Federal Bureau of Investigation? Have you heard of the Federal Bureau of Investigation? Have you heard of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI? FBI stands for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. FBI stands for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. CEO stands for Chief Executive Officer. CFO stands for Chief Financial Officer. Chief Executive Officer. Do you want to be a Chief Executive Officer? Chief Executive Officer. The Federal Bureau of Investigation. The Federal Bureau of Investigation. What does the staff in the Federal Bureau of Investigation does? Do you have a relative or someone acquaintances in the Federal Bureau of Investigation? Where is the headquarters is located? Where is the Federal Bureau of Investigation located? Where is the Federal Bureau of Investigation located? I'd like to know where the Federal Bureau of Investigation is located. Excuse me, I'd like to know where the Federal Bureau of Investigation is located. I'd like to know where the FBI is located. The Federal Bureau of Investigation. 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 FBI. The Federal Bureau of Investigation. 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 FBI stands for 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 the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Have you heard of the Federal Bureau of Investigation? Have you heard of the Federal Bureau of Investigation? The Federal Bureau of Investigation. The Federal Bureau of Investigation. The Federal Bureau of Investigation. What is the feature of the federation? What is the difference between federation and the government? Federation and the government. Federation and the government. What is the difference between the federation and the government? What is the difference between the federation and the government? Federation and the government. Government. Federation. Federation. Does the federation consist of many states? Does the federation consist of many states? Federation. Federation. Government. Federation. Government. Federation. 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 Government. What is the difference between federation and the government? Federation. 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 Federation and the government. Federation. Government. Federation. 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 Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you.